Okay, we'll start with a short word. This includes a posuk and a medrash. A posuk in Koheles, Kapitel Yud Aleph, posuk Ches, steht azoi: Ki im shonim harbe yichye ha'adam, bekulam yismach, goimer, ki harbe yiyu, kol sheba hovel. Koheles talks a lot about things that are hovel. Hovel means like nothing, like hot air, that's nothing, doesn't have any substance. So the Medrash Rabbah teaches this pasuk like this. What does it mean? Kim shonim harbe yichya adam bekulam yismach. What kind of simcha is it talking about? The simchas ha-Torah. That if a person will live many, many years and he will be sameach the whole time, but simchas ha-Torah means he will learn a lot of Torah and be sameach, simchas ha-Torah. Nevertheless, ki harbe yiyu, as much as it should be, kol sheba havel. So the Medrash is a famous Medrash. Torah sh'adam lamad ba'olam hazeh hevel hi lifnei teirasei shel Moshiach. The whole Torah that you learned until now, it's considered hevel l'gabei teirasei shel Moshiach. The Torah that we're going to learn mipi Moshiach tzedkeinu b'korev mamash. This is a short word. Now we'll start with a sugya, Indian, which everybody's familiar with this Indian, but if you didn't hear this shiur from me, maybe some of you heard it from me, I don't know, but it's an Indian, which is based on the Gemara in Eruvin, the sugya about Moshiach. So it's a famous Gemara. The Gemara in Eruvin says, Boy Rav Chananya, yesh tchumen l'mayla me'asora, or yein tchumen l'mayla me'asora. There's an isser to go chutz l'tchum on Shabbos and Yom Tif. And according to one shita, tchumen is midoraisa. But if it's midoraisa, it's only to go chutz l'yud beis mil. But tchum Shabbos, which is 1 mil, al payamama, that's for sure only midrabanan. So the Gemara has a shaila: is there a isur tchumen if one is traveling, he's walking l'mayla me'asara tfachim from the ground, not walking on the ground, walking above 10 tfachim from the ground? Then the Gemara says that if you make a platform above the ground, 10 tfachim from the ground, a comfortable platform to walk on, that's not called l'mayla me'asara. That's just an extension of the ground. When is it called that a person is going l'mayla me'asara? If he makes a platform that's not comfortable to walk on. That is, that it's gavoya asara ve'eino yirachav arba. It's not 4 tefachim wide. It's less than 4 tefachim wide. It's very narrow. It's not comfortable to walk there. So that's not called an extension of the ground. That's called that you're walking l'mayla me'asara tefachim. So if someone will build a whole structure of a platform that's less than 4 tefachim wide for many, many miles, the shaila is there isur tchum Shabbos to go l'mayla me'asara tefachim? So the Gemara and the Gemara says that afterwards, inami de ka'ozl b'kfitza, or if a person is able to jump l'mayla me'asara tefachim and travel l'mayla me'asara tefachim through jumping, so either this means a mamash a gibur ma'oid, it's able to jump up l'mayla me'asara tefachim, then move himself in the air a distance and then come down again. That's one pshat, and he's showing him. But Rashi says it means through a shem. And the Alter Rebbe brings this in Shulchan Aruch, Siman Tov Daled, Shulchan Aruch, and Hilchos Seirei Beit Chum, and the Alter Rebbe brings this, that through a shem, a person who's on this level, on this madrege, could through a shem, he could jump. But Baal Shem Tov had kfitz saderech, all kinds of oifanim. That's right. Those are the Gemara. So if he manages to go b'kfitza, is noch a oifen that's a shailef that could be tchum l'mayla me'asara. So then the Gemara says Toshma, when they try to bring a raya, the Gemara brings a famous halacha that if someone says Hareini noze b'yom shemen David ba muter lishtis yayin b'shabbosos u'b'yomim toivim v'oster lishtis yayin kol yimoi sachayil. Someone says he's going to be a nazir on the day that Moshiach comes. So all weekdays he's forbidden to drink wine. But on Shabbos and Yom Tov, he's allowed to drink wine. Why is he forbidden to drink wine all weekdays? Because he said that the day that Mashiach comes, he's going to be a Nazir. That means he's going to be a Nazir from the beginning of the day. Even if Mashiach comes in the end of the day, that day he becomes a Nazir. So every day it's a suffix. Maybe Mashiach is going to come throughout this day, and therefore you already became a Nazir from the beginning of the day. So therefore, every single day, misofik is not allowed to drink wine. Once the day ends and Mashiach didn't come, it wasn't his batter that he was able to drink wine this day. But every day is a suffix, he doesn't know. So therefore, he's not allowed to drink wine. Kol yemoy sachol. But Shabbos and Yom Tov, this brisa says, mutar lishtes yayin b'Shabbos v'Yom Tov. So the Gemara wants to know, why is he mutar lishtes yayin b'Shabbos v'Yom Tov? The Gemara is assuming the reason is because on Shabbos and Yom Tov, Mashiach is not going to come. Mashiach can only come during the weekdays, but on Shabbos and Yom Tov, Mashiach can't come. So the question is why? Why can't Mashiach come on Shabbos and Yom Tov? So the Gemara is assuming it must be because Yesh Tchum and L'mayla Me'asora. Mashiach is coming. In order for Mashiach to come, he has to go out of the Tchum. He has to go out of Tchum Shabbos. This is a whole discussion for itself. Where exactly does he have to go? That he has to go out of Tchum Shabbos. The Gemara is assuming that if Mashiach comes, he has to go out of Tchum Shabbos. In order to come, he has to go out of Tchum Shabbos. The Rebbe says it means that he has to go to the Bezdin HaGodel. The Bezdin HaGodel is being Tveria. So there's reasons to say that he's not going to be in Tveria, so he's have to go to Tveria. That's a discussion for itself. But the Gemara is assuming that this must be the reason, because Tchum Shabbos. Frek the Gemara, but if you say that ain't Tchum L'mayla Me'asora, so what's the problem? Mashiach, for sure, if there's someone who can go with a shame L'mayla Me'asora, for sure Mashiach could go with a shame L'mayla Me'asora. So he can go on Shabbos and Yom Tov too. If you say ain't Tchum L'mayla Me'asora, then you can come on Shabbos and Yom Tov too. So this Gemara Zogt is a raya that yesh Tchum L'mayla Me'asora. So then the Gemara says no, it's no raya. Could be that really ain't Tchum L'mayla Me'asora. So mitzat Tchumin, Mashiach can come on Shabbos and Yom Tov. He's able to go chutz l'Tchum L'mayla Me'asora. So why is Mashiach not going to come on Shabbos and Yom Tov? Shani Hosam the Omar Kra Hine Anoichi Sholech Lechem Es Eliyahu Hanavi. Pasuk says that Eliyahu Hanavi is coming Lifnei Boy Yoim Hashem HaGodel VaHanoira. So Rashi says that the Gemara learned Pshat Lifnei Boy Yoim Hashem means Lifnei Bias Ben David Yovoy Eliyahu Levaser. This pasuk is telling us that one day before Mashiach comes, Eliyahu Hanavi will come to tell us that tomorrow Mashiach is coming. So the Gemara says, since Eliyahu Hanavi has to come one day before Mashiach comes, so Mashiach can't come on Shabbos because Eliyahu didn't come on Friday. So how can Mashiach come on Shabbos? So every day you could say the same thing. Now Mashiach can't come today because Eliyahu Hanavi didn't come yesterday. So he should be able to drink wine every single day. Gemara says, Ella, Amrina lebezna godel also. Could be that Eliyahu Hanavi came yesterday to the Bezna Godel. Where's he going to come to the Bezna Godel? Bezna Godel is, the Rambam says that Asidin Lachzer Tveria, the first station of Bezna Godel is going to be in Tveria. So it could be that Eliyahu Hanavi came to the Bezna Godel. He doesn't have to come to all the Yidden. He has to come to the Bezna Godel and tell them that tomorrow Mashiach is coming. So you're living somewhere else, you're not in Tveria. So every day, you don't know. It could be that yesterday Eliyahu Hanavi came to the Bezna Godel, but you don't find out about it. So therefore, every day, it could be Mashiach will come today, even though Eliyahu Hanavi, you don't know that Eliyahu Hanavi came yesterday, but maybe Taka came. It doesn't have to Gemara. Okay, everyone understands that today's day and age, this is not shaykh. This is not shaykh in today's day and age. This is not shaykh. If it comes to Tveria, then everyone knows about it. Okay, but Bismana Gemara, this was a possibility. This is a shakla v'tari of the Gemara. So what's the reason why on Shabbos Mashiach can't come? Eliyahu Hanavi came on Friday. So here the Gemara says no. It's a different reason. Eliyahu Hanavi doesn't come on Friday. It's a different reason for that. The reason is Rashi says the problem is if Eliyahu Hanavi comes, then all the people in the town will drop everything and go celebrate and greet and celebrate with Eliyahu Hanavi. And if it's Friday and they're in the middle of preparing for Shabbos, so it's going to interfere. It's going to interfere. People will be busy celebrating with Eliyahu Hanavi in the town that he comes, and it's going to manichin tzorchei Shabbos v'hoichem hakbel ponav, and the kugel won't be made. So therefore, Eliyahu Hanavi is not going to come on Friday. So that's why he's allowed to drink wine on Shabbos. The Brisa holds, because Eliyahu Hanavi is not going to come on Friday, and Eliyahu Hanavi has to come a day before Moshiach comes. So Shabbos is not a day that Moshiach could come. So then the Gemara goes on to say, just like Eliyahu Hanavi can't come on Friday, Moshiach can't either come on Friday. For the same reason, because if Moshiach comes on Friday, it's going to make a whole commotion, much more than Eliyahu Hanavi comes on Friday. And for sure, everybody's going to let go of the Tzorchei Shabbos and go dance and celebrate with Mashiach. So therefore, Mashiach shouldn't be able to come on Friday either. So why is the person not allowed to drink wine on Friday? On Friday, you should say he can drink wine, because for the same reason Eliyahu Hanavi doesn't come on Friday, Mashiach will not either come on Friday. But the Brisa says that on Friday he's not allowed to drink wine. Only Shabbos he's allowed to drink wine. So the Gemara answers like this: no. Eliyahu lo yasi. Eliyahu Hanavi is not going to come on Friday, but Mashiach asi. Mashiach could come on Friday. It's not a problem. Favos the kivin the asi Mashiach hakoil avodim hein liYisrael. The day that Mashiach comes, the whole atmosphere will change, and all the goyim will become our slaves, our servants. So every Yid will suddenly have many servants. And Rashi says, "Ve'ein liYisrael toirach de'ikid torach lahu." The servants will take care of the preparing in the kitchen, and all the Yidden will go celebrate with Mashiach. So the day that Eliyahu Hanavi comes, nothing changes. It's just a basura. It's just a basura that tomorrow Mashiach is coming. Nothing changes on that day, so there won't be servants yet. So the Yidden will have to go and prepare for Shabbos, and then they'll have to drop it and go greet Eliyahu Hanavi. Therefore, Eliyahu Hanavi won't come on Friday, but Mashiach could come on Friday, because the day that Mashiach comes, the whole situation changes, and hakoil avodim hein liYisrael. That's what does state in the Gemara. It is a hemshech in the Gemara, but maskana from the Gemara is that there's a suffix. We don't know if yesh tchum l'mayla me'asara or ain't tchum l'mayla me'asara, and that's the halacha in Shulchan Aruch, that it's a suffix. And the Shulchan Aruch paskins that by the Rabbonon we could be mekel, by the Raisa it should be machmir. Okay, that's the sugi in the Gemara. There's another Gemara, Masechta Rosh Hashanah, Daf Yud Aleph. This Gemara in Eruvin is Daf Mem Gimel, Amud Aleph. There's another Gemara in Masechta Rosh Hashanah, Daf Yud Aleph, where it's a famous machlokes between Rabbi Lezer and Rabbi Shiur. Rabbi Lezer sagt, "B'Tishrei Asidin Ligoel." Gul is going to come in Tishrei. Asya Shofar. Say the Shofar from V'hoya Be'im you talk about Shofar Gadol to Tiku B'Chodesh Shofar. So it says Shofar over here, and it means Rosh Hashanah, Tishrei. So this Shofar, you talk about Shofar Gadol, which is the Geula, will also be in Tishrei. And Rabbi Yeshua says, "Benisin Asidin Ligoel," and learns it out from Leil Shimurim, Ula L'Deiroisam, that just like the Geula then came in Nisan, it's Shomer Uba, L'Asit Lovei, also the Geula will be in Nisan. It's Machlokes Rabbi Lezer and Rabbi Yeshua. So the Sefer Turei Even is a Sefer on Shas from the Shagas Aryeh. Turei Even, fragt a Shaila, Chayre, since the Machlokes Rabbi Lezer and Rabbi Yeshua, B'Tishrei Asid L'Goel, B'Nisan Asid L'Goel. So how come the person who says Areini Nozer B'Yom Sheben David Ba is not allowed to drink wine throughout the year, every single weekday? Why? According to Rabbi Lezer, he should only be also to drink wine in Tishrei, because Rabbi Lezer says the Geula is coming in Tishrei. It's not coming any other time in the year. So only the weekdays in Tishrei he should not be allowed to drink wine. And according to Rabbi Yeshua, only in Nisan he shouldn't be able to drink wine, because the Geula is coming in Nisan and no other time in the year. This is the Turei Evan's question. So it's a very long shtickle. But he starts and he says, "Mistaber li b'ha milsa." What I feel is the way to answer this question is the beis mine kitzin ikal lebias ben David. There's two ifanim of times for the coming of Mashiach. What are the two ifanim? Kedama peirik chelik. The Gemara says in Sanhedrin, Rabbi Shua ben Levi Romi ksiv beito ksiv achishena. The pasuk says, "Ani Hashem beito achishena." It's going to come in its time. It's going to come. Achishena means speed up, to speed up the time. So beita is mashma, that is a set time that the Eibush set up. Mashiach will come in that time and not before. And achishena is mashma that it can come any time earlier too. The Gemara emphasizes zochu achishena lo yizochu beita. If it's zochu, then achishena Mashiach can come any day. That means like this: Hashem set up a day that by that day, when that day comes, or time, whatever it is, a time, a day, when that time comes, no matter what, Mashiach will come. But if Zochu, if you didn't have a Schusim, then they could come before, any time before. So, therefore, says the Turei Even, the Gemara in Rosh Hashanah, Machlokes Rabbi Eliezer and Rabbi Yeshua is talking about the Be'ita. When is the set time that the Eibush set up that the Geula will come? Rabbi Eliezer holds it's in the month of Tishrei. We don't know which year it is, but we know which month it is. It's in the month of Tishrei. That's the set time that the Eibush set up for the Geula that it must come, no matter what. And Rabbi Yeshua says, no, this set time is in Nisan. It's in Chodesh Nisan. But it's Shaykh, that should be a Chishena. And if it's a Chishena, Mashiach will come any day in the whole year. Because by a Chishena, it could be any time. So it's not Afka Tishrei, not Afka Nisan. Because if it's based on Zochu, a Chishena, so there's not Afka Nisan, not Afka Tishrei. Whenever the Zochu is, there'll be, Mashiach will come. Fine. Kol Yoyim Zimnehu, if Zochu, it could be any day. Any day it can come because so that's the reason why if someone says I didn't know that he's not allowed to drink wine, because maybe it's going to be Zachu and maybe Mashiach will come today. That's the word, because maybe it's going to be Zachu, and if it's possible Mashiach should come any day, so he's not allowed to drink wine any weekday in the whole year. Das sagt der Turei Even. Now, there's a sefer called Kreisi Uplesi on Shulchan Aruch Yerideyeh. And it's known that the Kreisi Uplesi in the end of Simon Kuf Yud, he writes that he had extra space on the page. If he was writing Sama Indian, it's Indian about Moshiach. The Kreisi Uplesi fragt a kasha of the Rambam. The Rambam says in the end of Hilchos Malachim that we don't know exactly when Mashiach will come. Some say he's going to come when Eliyahu Hanavi will come. We don't know when Eliyahu Hanavi will come. Some say he's going to come before Mashiach. Some say he's going to come B'tchilas Yimois HaMashiach. Rambam says we don't know exactly when Eliyahu Hanavi is going to come. We're not going to know until he comes. We're not going to know exactly when he's going to come. There's a famous sikh of the Rebbe about Bias Eliyahu Hanavi. So the crazy place he fracked, why does the Rambam say we don't know? The Gemara seems to know. The Gemara says that Eliyahu Hanavi is coming one day before Mashiach to be mevaser b'yosei. It's a Gemara in Erevin. There's no chiluk on this Gemara. It's not a machlokes in the Gemara. It's a clear Gemara. So how come the Rambam says we don't know? Just check the crazy place. So the crazy place he gives a teretz, and from the crazy place's teretz, you'll see that he doesn't learn like the Turei Even. He doesn't learn like the Turei Even's pshat. What's the crazy place's teretz? The teretz is also that there's two efanim, the Zochu and the Zachishena. So the Rambam holds that the whole Seder and the Tnoim that are mentioned about Bias HaMashiach, that Eliyahu Hanavi has to come a day before, Levaser B'Yosei, that's the Seder and that's how it has to go. And if he didn't come yesterday, he's not going to come today. Doesn't come on Friday, the Mashiach is not going to come on Shabbos. Das is alt in Be'ita. Be'ita has a Seder. Be'ita is a set time, and there's a Seder that when the set time comes, Mashiach will come. There's a Seder that the day before Eliyahu Hanavi comes. But if it's going to be Zochu, Sheyimahir v'yochish geula, medalig ala harim, mekapitz ala gvois, not according to this official Seder. So then, Eliyahu Hanavi doesn't have to come before Mashiach. Because if it's Zochu, and the Yidden are Zeicher right away from Mashiach, so then it's a different Eifen. It's a different Eifen, doesn't have all the Tnoim and the Sdarim that are said. The way he says is, because since the Yidden are Zochu, so the Eibishter will be Medalig Allah, or Mekapitz Allah voice, he'll skip over all the Sdarim, L'shanis HaSeder, V'ava shel Kutsha Brichu, Ki Zochu Yisrael, Mishana HaToirah. It's going to change the rules in the Torah about the Seder of Bias HaMashiach if it's going to be Zoch. This is the Lashon that he says. Anyway, so this is why the Rambam says that it's true that officially Eliyahu Hanavi is coming Levaser Kodim, but it's not muchlet, because maybe it's going to be Achishena, and then it's possible that Mashiach will come after Eliyahu Hanavi. Eliyahu Hanavi will come after Mashiach comes. It's possible. We don't know. It's not according to the regular Seder. So therefore, if it's Achishena, then the Rambam holds that Eliyahu won't come before Mashiach. So in other words, the Rambam holds that when is it a davar muchlat? For sure that Eliyahu has to come a day before Mashiach only if it's be'ita. But if you're thinking about achishena, lav dafka, doesn't have to be. But so why does the Gemara say that Hareini knows that B'yom Shemadavid Ba? He's allowed to drink wine on Shabbos because Eliyahu won't come on Friday. According to this, what do you mean? If it'll come on Shabbos, if it'll be achishena, you don't need Eliyahu to come the day before. So why does according to the Rambam, that if you're telling me that the Rambam holds that if it's achishena, you don't need Eliyahu, it could be Eliyahu, it won't come a day before. So why is a person who says Areini Nazir B'yom Shemadavid Ba? Why is he allowed to drink wine on Shabbos? Zoktuch the Gemara, because Eliyahu Hanavi has to come a day before, and he's not coming on Friday. Muftuch Lahem L'Yisrael, they won't come on Friday because Mipnei HaTorach. But so what? Well, maybe it's going to be achishena. And if it's achishena, you don't need Eliyahu Hanavi should come a day before, so you should still be aser. Zok the Kreisi or Plaisi that for the chash, maybe it's going to be achishena. It's not enough of a chash to make the person be also to drink wine every single day. The Rambam holds that the Kreis is himself. He holds like this. That what? That to say that he's not allowed to drink wine every single day, you have to have a substantial reason to say that Mashiach will come today. He is saying you can be choishish, maybe it's going to be zachu. Well, so many days wasn't zachu, and Punk today is going to be zachu. You see, that makes you think that today is going to be different than all the days before, and Punk today is going to be zachu. Yeah, it's possible, avada, it's shaykh, but it's not enough to make him also to drink wine. Because really, Tosfos asks a question also. Tosfos asks the question that we see in a different Gemara, when not choishish shema yibana beis hamikdash to ask a kohen to drink wine. Kalkalosei, takanosei, not choishish shema yibana pisoim. Tosfos says, like, in other words, the crazy learns that mitzad chash of the possibility of achishena, we're not going to make the person also to drink wine every day. The only reason we make him also to drink wine every day because maybe today is beita, and maybe today's beita is a shtar chash because there's one day that's beita for sure. One day is for sure beita, no matter what. Hey, maybe it's this day. Every day, maybe this is the day of beita. Beita doesn't need anything. If it's beita, this is the day. So if it's beita, then you're going to make him mitzad, only mitzad beita. We're not going to let him drink wine. But not mitzad achishena. So therefore, the Gemara says, if you want to make him also to drink wine, it's only mitzad beita. For that, Eliyahu Hanavi has to come a day before. Therefore, on Shabbos he can drink wine because Eliyahu Hanavi won't come on Friday. That's the crazy places word. So what do I see from this? The crazy place learns mamish fakert from the Shagas Aryeh. Turei Even. Turei Even said that the Gemara is saying he's also lishtis yayin mitzad achishena. Beita is only in Nisan or in Tishrei. And the Gemara says he's not allowed to drink wine because maybe it's going to be achishena. That's what the Turei Even says. But the crazy place he learns punk fakert that the whole Gemara is Hareini knows B'yom Shemadavid Ba is only because of beita, not because of achishena. He felt up the Turei Even's teretz. Because if it's only because of beita, then why is he also lishtis kol yimosachos? We only in Nisan or only in Tishrei. So according to the crazy place, the Turei Even's teretz doesn't work. So there is another teretz on the Turei Even's kasha. Another teretz on the Turei Even's kasha. And that's the Sfas Emes. The Sfas Emes in the Gemara in Reish Hashanah Daf Yud Aleph, the Sfas Emes brings the Turei Even. And he says that he feels that the shaila of the Turei Even, it's not really a shaila. I say for Turei Even mefalfel bekan, ayin shom sheherich. Sfas Emes says, I feel, Dr. Sfas Emes, the milsa de pshitahu. I have a simple answer to the shaila of the Turei Even. What's the shaila of the Turei Even again? That since the Gemara says, Rabbi Lezer says, B'tishrei asidin ligoel. Rabbi Yeshua says, B'nisna asidin ligoel. So why is it somebody says, I knows if B'yom Shemadavid Ba, why can't he drink wine every single day? L'chodesh be only Nisna, only Tishrei. This is a shaila. Dr. Sfas Emes, no. Milsa de pshitahu, the bias ben David l'chud u'geula l'chud. If you pay attention to the words of the Gemara, it's different wording. The person by the Nazir, he said he's going to be a Nazir the day B'yom Sheben David Ba. He's being a Nazir the day Moshiach comes. Rabbi Lezer and Rabbi Shua are discussing when the Geula is going to be. Bias ben David and Geula is 2 times. It's not the same day. It's not the same time. Shaharei, Moshe Rabbeinu, all of Hasholem, Bola Mitzrayim, Koidem HaGeula. And then he took the Yidden out of Mitzrayim a while later on Tesvav Nisan. U'kemoiken Yuchalias Begula HaSida V'chein Mavur B'medrash Ma Goyel Rishon Kach Goyel Achrin. So the Sfas Emes feels Mashiach is going to come. And then he is going to bring the Geula. But it doesn't have to be on the same day. So therefore he says like this. When the Gemara speaks about the 2 Eifanim, Zochu Achishena, Lo Zochu Be'ita, that's all talking about the day that Mashiach is going to come. The day that Mashiach is going to come, Yom Ben David Ba, when is Mashiach going to come? There's 2 Eifanim. There's a set day that the Eibush to set up. That day for sure Mashiach is going to come. And the Shayach could be before that. Achishena could be before that. When before? Any time. When is the set day? No one knows. We don't know. Nobody said Nisan Tishrei, nothing. The day that Mashiach comes could be any day in the year. Sai Be'ita and Sai Achishena. The Machloikas Rabbi Lezer Rabbi Shua is when the Geula is going to be. Mashiach is going to bring the Geula. So when the Geula is going to be, that's going to be according to Rabbi Lezer in Tishrei, according to Rabbi Shua Nisan. So if Mashiach comes in Sivan, the Shaila is, but when is he going to bring the Geula? When is going to be the Geula? The Geula Shleima, Al Yedei Mashiach Tzidkeinu. When is that going to take place? So, according to Rabbi Lezer, it's going to be a Tishrei. According to Rabbi Shua, it's going to be a Nisan. Das up this Sfas Emes. So this is a different Mahalach. Different Mahalach that explains that the Shaila hebt sich nicht an, because it's talking about 2 different things. Now, according to this, it's important to get more of a clarity. So what exactly happens on the day that Mashiach comes, and what exactly happens on the day that Geula comes? Okay, it's 2 separate things. Mashiach is going to come, and then he's going to bring the Geula. So what exactly is happening on the day that Mashiach comes, and what happens when he brings the Geula? So one thing we see from the Gemara in Erevin, that the Gemara says, Kivin da'asi Mashiach ha'koil avodim hein li Yisrael. What's going to happen on the day Mashiach comes is that everybody's going to become our servants. Das steht in the Gemara. That's going to happen on that day. So what is that a result of? So there's a letter of the Rebbe. It's printed in Igris, in Likutei Sichos, Chelik Chav Gimel, page 394. Likutei Sichos, Chelik Chav Gimel, page 394 is a letter of the Rebbe. It's a famous letter of the Rebbe about a Chakalei, Afilu B'Shabbos. It's a famous letter. And in that letter, the Rebbe says, Ha, the Ein David Ba b'Shabbos v'Yom Tov, the discussion about when Ben David is coming, could he come on Shabbos or not? HaKavona k'shei yinatzeach. It means when Mashiach will be menatzeach. That's what it means. And he brings the lashon of the Rambam. The Rambam says, Yamoid Melech Beis David, Hoige b'Torah, and Yaakov Kol Yisrael Leilech Ba, v'Yilchem L'chamas Hashem, v'Hitzliach Chulu, Harei Ze Mashiach. What's Chulu? What does it say after it's Liachim? Also it's Liach. Chulu, what does it say afterwards? It says 3 things. V'notzach kol ha'umis shesvivov, u'bona mikdash b'mkoymai, v'kibeitz nitchei Yisrael. Those are the Rambam. The last final things that Mashiach is going to do as Mashiach Vadai, after Harei Ze B'cheskes Shu Mashiach, is im also v'tzliach. V'notzach kol ha'umis shesvivov, u'bona mikdash b'mkoymai, v'kibeitz nitchei Yisrael. So, Notzach kol umes shesvivov, that's Yenatzeach. Das is the Ben David Ba. Was meint Ben David Ba? HaKavona k'shei Yenatzeach. You see in the Lashon of the Rambam, Nitzchoynei shel Mashiach. Notzach kol umes shesvivov. Everyone understands that as a result of that, HaKoil avodim hein li Yisrael, because what's Taich Notzach kol umes shesvivov means that all the umes ha'olam and their kennen, they all recognize that Mashiach is the Melech and the one in charge, and you have to listen to him. That's what it means. Notzach kol umis shesvivov. Das meint es. The Mele, everybody is his avodim. Whatever he wants from anybody, he will listen. Because Mashiach gained victory, he became the Melech, that everybody is his avodim. So this is what happens on the day that Mashiach comes. And that's why the Gemara says, after that, there's two more things. There's Bona Mikdash from Koimai, to build a base of Mikdash. And then there's V'kibetz Nitchei Yisrael. V'kabetz Nitchei Yisrael from the ganze Welt to bring it to Artzeinu HaKadoshah. So the Geula follows the coming of the day that Mashiach will come. What's the day that Mashiach will come? That's the Notzach Cholumas Yosvivov. Then there's Binyan Beis HaMikdash and Kibbutz Nitchei Yisrael. So legt sich zu sagen that the B'tishrei Asidin Ligoyel, B'nisn Asidin Ligoyel means the Kibbutz Nitchei Yisrael. That's the Shleimus HaGeula. Shleimus HaGeula is when alle Yidden, Me'arba Kampfes Aretz, kommen L'Artzeinu HaKadoshah, durch Hananei Shmaya, Neufen von Meyad Heine Golen. That's when will this take place? So this Vasema says is the Gemara in Rosh Hashanah, and according to Abelazar it's in Tishrei, according to Rabbi Shmuel it's in Nisan. So we have a clarity, according to this Vasema says, Tzvei Zachen, we have a clarity. Vos is the Yom Sheben David Ba. This is Hakavana Kshei Natseach, and then the whole matzav changes. Hakol Avodah mainly Yisrael. But the Yidden are still in B'Koyim Oisem B'Chol Arba Kampes Aretz. Then comes Bona Mikdash B'Koyim Oisem Kibbutz Nitchei Yisrael. So the Shleimus Oinyan through Kibbutz Nitchei Yisrael, that's going to be in Tishrei or Nisan. Fine. There is a word of the Rebbe that are becoming Mekoimis. One of them is the Maimer Dibur Maschla Chodesh, Sefer Mamor Melukat Gimel, where in the end of the Maimer was said on Shabbos Mevorchim Nissen Chof Hei Ador. The end of the Maimer says, "V'hi rotzen the Hagam shenimtzoim adayin b'chodesh Ador." Afal pikein kibut shenimtzoim kvar b'chof Hei Ador hascholos hagilui de Nissen harei roi v'nochoin v'chulu shageula tiyeh b'chodesh Ador u'beboi chodesh Nisan niya kvar hamaymed u'matzev de geula amitis. It's not yet Nisan. The Rebbe says, nevertheless, it should come already in Ador, and when Nisan comes, let's change Zayin, the Maimed Umatz of the Gula Amitis. Then he brings a Kapiskom Hayodua of the Friedrich Rebbe. What does the Friedrich Rebbe say? That even though we say Lashon Haba B'Yerushalayim, it doesn't mean that Ersht Lashon Haba, that's when we're going to go to Yerushalayim. It means we can go right away. Derech Memele, when Lashon Haba comes, we'll already be in Yerushalayim. That's the title of Lashon Haba B'Yerushalayim. So the Rebbe, the Kemoy Kein Hu, B'Negel HaMaimer Azal, B'Nisan Asid Ligoel. Yeah, B'Nisan Asid Ligoel is the same thing. Even though it says B'Nisan Asid Ligoel, so you shouldn't think that you have to wait for Nisan. No. So it can't come a free year. And Memele, when Nisan is here, but Mishin Zayin in the Geula. This is what the Rebbe says here. So one thing I want to show L'chayre is that it seems that the Rebbe didn't either learn like the Turei Even. If you learn like the Turei Even, that Zochu Achishena could be everything, could be any day in the year, not after Nisan. Nisan is only for Be'ita, but Zochu Achishena could be any day. So then there's a simpler way to say that the Geula could come in Ador. You don't have to say this pshat in B'Nisan Asid Ligoil. You could say I could be Achishena, and Melevet is coming gleich. No, it seems that doesn't help. You can't. It doesn't help. You're going to say Achishena, it's not going to help. There's still an Indian that B'Nisan Asid Ligoil. That's according to this Fasemis is Mahalach. It doesn't matter. Even if Mashiach comes today, but B'Nisan Asid Ligoil, the Geula will first be, the Shleimus HaGeula will first be in Nisan or in Tishrei. So the Rebbe says a different word, as was, that even though it says B'Nisan Asid Ligoil, if Nesvegen, you don't have to wait. It doesn't mean you have to wait for Nisan. It can happen now. So Toisvus Biur Bazeh is in the Sikha of Moitzoi Zayin Adar Tafshin Nun Beis. The Rebbe says over there that Yesh Bekoichoy Shel Zman HaMesugol Lifel Gamal HaOvar. The Rebbe explains this Indian that even though it's not yet Nisan, from deswegen Kenshin Zayin de Geula, and just like we say L'Shon Haba B'Yerushalayim Kemoy Kein Nisan Asid Ligoil, the Rebbe says kiyodua as bekoiche shel zman hamesugel nifel gam al ha'avar. That means the Nissen Asid Legol means it comes with the koyach from Nissen. Nissen is bringing the goal, but Nissen is going to be the koyach from Nissen. But Nissen can already have an effect on the Avar. So the upcoming Nissen that's going to be in Tafshin Pei Zayin can already have an effect on today too. Nissen Asid Legol, yes, it can be poil on the Avar also. They state in the end is Sichedon. Well, upon you see that it's not so posh. It's not so posh that the Geula should come. You have to come on to this word that B'Nissen Asid L'Goyel doesn't mean you have to wait for Chodesh Nissen. It can happen any time because the Nissen has a koyach to be poil on the Ovar. So even though it's Nissen, but it could schlep around the Ovar also to be part of it and have the Geula already before. So this is what the Rebbe says. The poil. In other words, the Rebbe said so many times as Miyad Heine Golen, ja Miyad Heine Golen und mir gefindt sich gleich, mir habt sich herfeien und mir gefindt sich alle zusammen nach Zenu Akdosha by the Beis Hamikdash Ashlishi. The Rebbe said many times that we're expecting and we're waiting that the whole thing could come herfeien. Sai Moshiach and Sai the Geula. It says officially Moshiach can come any day, and the Geula is going to wait for Nisan or Tishrei. But the Rebbe is telling us that Lepoil, it can happen any day. Then the koyach of Nisan could expand, could extend to the rest of the year. Schlep around the Ovar. The Mele can zayin the Geula, Shleimus HaGeula. Let's say that in other words, in simple words, that means like this. I don't know if I would mind if Mashiach comes today. And he becomes, and everybody, the whole world is bottled to Mashiach. But it's just not time yet for everybody to go to Eretz Yisrael. It's not time yet. You're going to wait until Nisan, all right? I'll wait until Tishrei. Okay, but Mashiach's here already. And you can go to Mashiach. He's going to build a Beis HaMikdash, a Bon HaMikdash B'm Koimai, but still not going to be Kibbutz Netzchei Yisrael. Officially, that's what it's going to be. He's going to be Bon HaMikdash B'm Koimai. So whoever wants could take an airplane and go and be by the Beis HaMikdash. If not, you can wait until the Biyam and Anashmaya with the Geula Shleima and Nisan or in Tishrei. So I don't know if I would mind so much. I don't know. Weiß nicht. Aber der Rebbe will nicht das. No. It's nicht. Der Rebbe will nicht, als sagt, was heißt mit erwarten? I can't come right away. No. The Rebbe makes a new pshat over here, but this is Asid L'Goyel, as will wissen sein, as ken sein jetzt. Even though it says B'Nissen Asid L'Goyel, it could be now, and this could be Koicha Shel Nissen. Anyway, so Mele, this is the Indian. This is a very Geshmaka Indian in clarifying the Shittas. So there's basically two Shittas. Yeah, the two they have in Shitta is that Mashiach and the Geula could come anytime through Achishena. But this crazy place he doesn't learn like him. And the Sfas Emes says that it's a milz of the pshita, that the pshat is that it's two separate things, that the Mashiach can come anytime, but the two zmanim of Be'ita Achishena apply to Bias HaMashiach, not to Geula. Applies to Bias HaMashiach. When's Mashiach going to come? There's Be'ita and there's Achishena. There's a certain day, we don't know when it is. It could be any day in the year, we have no idea. It could be any day in the year when's the Be'ita. And Achishena is, that it could be any time before that. But the Geula is a separate thing where Rabbi Lezer says Tishrei, and Rabbi Nissen says Nissen, and Rabbi Shua says Nissen. That's the two Shittas. Then we have the way the Rebbe learns Pshat, the Keinti Alonu, Keherifai, and Mashiach, und the Geula, Bepoil Mamish. Chia dineinu mereinu v'Rabbeinu melech HaMashiach, La'ilum voed.